Ah. Good shit. That helps me. GM screen. What's that there?
I like seeing artwork that has my mods in it.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kenshi screenshots. A lot of them use my reshade and a few other mods that I have.
Fair enough.
My reshade alone has 18 endorsements on it.
Nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Anna. I think your character sheet's the one that is going to require the most explanation.
Oh boy.
You did this to
None of it is
yourself?
correct.
It's true.
What do you mean none of it's correct?
What?
None of it is correct.
I will fuck you up, Piers. So help me.
I don't know. Can I even see her sheet?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you might be able to observe.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
You won't be able to edit, though. I do believe that. Okay, so you got +4, so 1, 4, and then skills. Did you take any in linguistics? You put a single rank in linguistics. So you have a single additional language that is available to you, Anna.
Oh boy.
So
Back.
what I would like for you to do is to go to the attributes tab.
Who are you talking to?
Anna. You should see a little line for languages that seems to be lit up, and you can click the little pen button over to the right and pick another language.
Okie dokie. Give me a second to do that.
You should learn.
No.
Oh.
I try not to either.
Let me click the button. Click the button. Nope, it's not clicking button. What? And you're... Why are you not doing that? I can't even read it. Stupid thing. Yeah, I can't click the pen button for some reason. The fuck?
You own the sheet, so you should be able to.
Is it locked
No.
somewhere?
No.
Well, Bleh. I have no idea. I'm clicking the pen and it's not letting me click it.
So you're at the language line.
Yep.
You see Common, Draconic, Elven, Giant, Sylvan.
Yep, and then it has a little exclamation point, and then there's a pen with a square. I click
Yeah.
the pen with square and does nothing.
Okay. That's strange. You should be able to edit your own sheet.
Is there something that pops up behind the sheet?
The what?
So if you move the character sheet out of the way, is there anything behind it?
Oh, there we go. My brain wasn't braining. Thank you.
Jeez, Anna.
Shut up.
Yeah, sometimes
I've had
it
a
opens
long
things
day.
in the back.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
So I can pick from anything on this list?
You can't take Druidic.
Well, I don't need
Drow
that.
sign
Or Drow
language.
sign language.
Why not Drow sign language?
Just take Ebonics.
Maybe you learned Aboleth from a nice, friendly, non-mind dominating Aboleth who did not, in fact, just eat you like something.
There are books. Now, granted, if she picks a completely useless language, that doesn't mean I'm necessarily just going to insert it in the story.
You mean this landlocked game isn't going to have tons of Aboleth showing up?
I know. CP would have made sure that there was at least one.
That's what would have happened if we taken the river route.
Ah, yes. You
Two
meet
aboleths.
you meet the freshwater versions of the aboleths.
He was banished from the sea by the rest of his kind.
Yep.
He lost an honor struggle of some kind.
You know. I will say that you may want to avoid regional languages
Mm-hmm.
and regional and dead languages you can probably confidently ignore,
Okay.
as they were likely to be of no use to you in this campaign. Not to say that they aren't fun. They just, yeah.
Unless you want to have a language you can talk in so you can swear at people and then have them not understand what you're talking about.
True. I mean, he brings up a good point. If you ever want to just have a language that you don't expect anyone else to know and then just start ciphering everything you write down in that language, be what it be.
Yeah. If I could probably do that at this point.
Right.
Also, I like how the little symbols each have their own explanations, and then Sylvan is just a maple leaf, so I have to assume that it means Canadian.
I mean, Draconic has the little dragon.
Yep. It's parcel tongue.
Yep. Talking the Snicks.
I think I'll do Celestial.
Not bad. Not bad.
And
Yeah, Ava probably should have picked up Orc, but it wasn't on her normal list.
Yeah, she's too mad at them in order to even remotely think about taking their
For
dumb
some reason, only
language.
3 languages show up in my drop-down box.
Might be because of the fact that it is a racial thing for you. These are the languages you're allowed to take as a racial thing. I don't know.
No. I mean, the ones I got are like all the ones I don't have from my racial pick.
Okay.
Like, I got
Alright.
Draconic and Orc from my linguistics, and I got Druidic from the,
It's a little buggy. It sometimes doesn't work. I think it's broken again.
Sometimes, every once in a while. Alright, Anna, here's the next thing I would like you to do. I would like you to go to the buff tab at the top.
Buffs. Okay.
So, I took the liberty to toss a number of the buffs that you already had in your, Roll20 and place them here. But this is going to go in tandem with how Malakt is going to work for you in terms of clicking buttons and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you want to do a full round attack, when you're casting a spell, and doing spell strike and fancy shit and getting multiple attacks, you do need to make sure that you are turning on spell combat.
Okay.
Heroism and everything else should tick away as the rounds are required. Cast spell, get buff, sound good. Something else to remember is that Malakt has the special ability to have a Black Blade Strike, which is a free action.
Mm-hmm.
This can mean that you will use a point of his internal arcane pool to add extra damage to any strike you make that round.
Okay.
It's just damage. If you click on it, it actually shows you how much damage you get, at which level you're at.
Okay.
And this buff lasts for a minute, so it's not just a single round thing. So you have that in your repertoire. The next thing that I want to draw your attention to, as it does mess with your character mechanics a little bit.
a little bit.
If you go to the summary page, you'll see that you have some quick actions.
Mm-hmm.
If you're aiming to enhance Malakt with the properties that you would normally give him, you do want to make sure to remember to click your arcane pool. And this will, whisper to yourself that you're using arcane enhancement. And it will, tick a point down so you remember how much you actually have in terms of your resources.
Okay.
The next thing that I have to draw your attention to is you can now actually click Malakt. And you're going to see a few options. You should have 6 options for actions that you can choose when it comes to rolling with Malakt. I know you like to commonly keen your weapon, so you've got a normal and a keen version of both your basic options. Your normal attack is just that. It is it is set for a single attack with no real penalties outside of, what you might inflict upon yourself. Keen is when you've decided to add at least the 1 point to give it its keened property. Spell combat is your full round. That's when you're going to toggle on that -2 to your attacks. But this has your spell strike and everything else kind of calculated in as like the extra attacks to have it built in. If you would like, go ahead and, since we don't have the buffs on, let's go ahead and click Keen Attack.
And I click.
In here, you see the multitude of options that are in front of you.
Mhm.
So here, now that Malakt is coded for all of your Magus shenanigans, you have all the conditional modifiers you could add to Malakt. Some of these aren't currently available to you, so you may need to remind yourselves of which one, but it should be pretty easy to, bring yourself up to speed. Flaming, Frost, Shock, and Arcane Enhancement +1 all cost you 1 enhancement bonus of your normal ability.
Okay.
You can do up to 2. Keen is always going to cost you 1. Flaming Burst, Icy Burst, Shocking Burst, and Arcane Enhancement +2, of course, are going to consume +2 of the bonus. Arcane Enhancement 3, 4, and 5 all, take up the amount that, their enhancement bonus says.
Okay.
So for your case, in your most common attack patterns, if you're going to use Keen, you can toggle on Flaming, and it'll do the thing. If Ava has given you guys Haste, you can toggle on Haste. And that'll even automatically roll your extra attack should you take a full attack with this. Or you can click single attack and, still do the thing.
Okay.
But feel free to give it a roll. Pick your pick your fun stuff, and power attack is basically the risky strike
Okay.
that we were calling it before. So you do have access to that.
Ooh,
Hey, you even rolled a critical.
sweet. Let's see if that keeps happening.
And this and this is, you can use this modularly to figure out what your enhancements are here and there, and you should be able to now do the Magus thing with a little less friction than before.
This will take a little bit to learn, but sweet.
And when we need to change Malakt's stats later, we'll be able to do that.
Performed comedy. Is he a stand?
That said, you will still need to, on your spell strikes, cast your spells separately. That isn't just going to automatically roll when you do random things. So, something to keep in mind. You'll also need to remember to prepare your spells after every rest.
Okay.
So, Feel free to peruse your spell tab. Actually, I'm just going to click the rest button. Boop. And now all the spells and everything else should hopefully be reset. Feel free to change them as you see fit. So whilst it is on your sheet, it is not something that you yourself can prepare. It is just something that you burn charges from a lock for.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about your sheet there, David?
I'll ask him as it goes. I think for the most part, I have the main stuff down. But if I stumble, I'll speak up.
No, I hear you. I just meant more like, does everything look, in its proper place or, make sense?
Yeah, let me pull them up again. Oh, I just noticed that there's counters on my things. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So when you have your abilities, i.e., like you're maintaining Bardic Performance, you want to make sure you click Bardic Performance every round you're actually using it. That way it counts it down for you.
And my abilities, you said?
There's quick actions, actually. And you can even drop these into your macro bar if you want. So that way they're just kind of there.
I'll be using that. Definitely be using that. I'll be using that.
So that is another thing. Is you can drag and drop abilities that you feel like you'll be using frequently to your macro bar / hotbar at the bottom of your screen, and just have them at the ready. So you may not need to always open your character sheet for every little
Oh yeah,
interaction.
I already got my hotbar already filling out now. Oh, I forgot I had. Wait, when did I get days?
You've always had it.
Really?
You just tend not to prepare
Also,
it.
it's now useless. it's now useless.
Yeah, it's you're at the level where days has kind of been phased out because that was definitely level 1 through 4 kind of savior.
Keep dancing lights in there. That'll be worth it.
Everything look okay on your end there, Derek?
Yeah, this is cool.
Oh wait, was it Derek that fell out?
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay. Everything in your character sheet look all right?
Nope, it's all horrible.
Oh, that's the one thing I don't think I translated over
Ugh,
to.
that's all fine.
I don't think I translated over any of the currency that Athena might have had. Although I don't know if I remember her actually having any currency listed in her character sheet. Let's take a quick look. Double check this real quick, because I might not have done the same for Sylph either. Oh, yeah, okay. No, you didn't have that much listed in your character sheet. I don't know if you've ever really been, adding coins.
Nope. I don't think so.
Gotta really be, careful to take care of your inventory there. If Pierce says you get a thing, gotta keep that in mind. Alright, let's see. Sylph. Did you have any coins or the like that we neglected to port over?
I don't know if I had money or not. I think Sylph just gives all the important stuff to Ava.
Yeah, you had 122 gold.
I'm gonna buy me some bears.
There we go. Buffs and things of that nature will come as we get into things, but I think for the most part, the majority of what we need for Foundry is set up. I think the only thing now that I really need to do is figure out how to properly manage Dolgus's summons. Experience is correct. Experience is correct. Experience is correct. Correct. I had to fix his, but it's now correct. Correct.
Are whips
Good
considered
stuff.
firearms?
Whips?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Considered exotic weapon proficiency whips. Sheesh.
No, I was reading a forum about something, and someone said they had a whip and they added a ranged to it. I was like, I don't even.
Nope.
That must be a homebrew thing. 'Cause it doesn't even seem like it's.
Nope.
possible.
You can have 15-foot reach with those things if you take the
What?
right options. 15-foot reach.
Holy shit!
Yeah, but it's like a very feet heavy chain, if I recall correctly. Right, like going to mastering whips. I could be wrong. Hmm.
Someone said they have a mono whip from Paizo's Pathfinder campaign, and they added the throwing quality to it.
Weird.
Pretty much like they're throwing out a chainsaw.
No, that's weird.
That is weird. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
That said, who wants to do a little bit of recap?
We got back to the village after slaying the big bad boss in the Vault of Thorns. And Sylph, well, with the help of his friends, convinced the tribe that the vault would be a good homestead for them for a reward on helping out Jess. Or, I mean, for payment.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tribe leader. Oh, geez, the tribe leader did something. I can't remember. Said something. Oh yeah, they
Or some of them?
they gave Sylph a axe musket.
No.
I know. It was a Giselle, because they were like, "Hey, you should be a sniper."
Nah.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what the lead leader said, and I apologize for that.
Tacking in the next person to continue the recap.
Come on, guys, don't let me down. I started off so
Believe
strong.
me, I was in the hospital. I don't remember shit.
Daniel!
I'll let you take that back.
I nominate Pyrrhus.
Okay, bye.
I don't know that Pierce is currently here.
Okay, I nominate anyone other than myself.
Oh, what did the tribe leader say?
I just know he was throwing a
Oh,
feast.
oh, oh. We have an alliance with them now, I believe. Right?
Kind of. All things told, you guys are honorary members of the tribe.
Yeah, we're part of the tribe. Yeah, we're members. There you go. And they gave Dolgus like 2 sand bolas to ride on.
That was not quite the thing, but there is to be a feast tonight in your honor, in your glory, in your triumphs. There is to be a small thanks to Bakrug and Gosra in order to fully sanctify Jess so that her healing can be completed.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
But
Boy.
sorry, Steph was showing me cool stuff.
Her boobs.
She needs to
No.
text me back.
We got the invite cards. So hopefully we'll get those sent out here soon.
Yay.
No, yeah, I was always worried I'd missed it if you had already sent it out or something.
No, we were waiting on the printed cards to
Hmm.
show up to get them sent out. So now I just got to finish up the stickers and get some postage stamps, and those will be out in the mail hopefully by the end of the week. And Anna, you could just message her again now, and she'll probably see it.
I was gonna
Probably
say,
one of those she's distracted because of work.
probably.
I will message her back in a second. I have not forgotten about her.
Yay.
Liar!
She's entirely forgotten about you. She,
Happened.
has been geeking over this, that, and the next thing, and everyone else has just put a footnote to her.
I'm sorry. I've been busy trying to do meetings with people so I could do massage for a quadriplegic man.
Oh,
So I've
jeez.
been busy.
Shit.
Oh, jeez.
Don't eat my face.
Nobody cares about your
Will he
quadriplegic homeless
notice?
man.
He's not homeless.
He's homeless to me. In my mind, this man is now homeless.
But no, I'll get back to you in a second, Anna.
Okay.
I got him. And fuck you.
Love you, boobs.
Not you, Anna.
Yeah.
I just realized I came, I
Forgot
just realized I came right after I spoke to Anna. Trying to tell Anna I forgot about her. I didn't forget about anybody.
about all the people.
Well, I forget about you. That's easy.
Yeah, I know.
That's gonna be in my
Aw.
files. You're so forgettable.
Oh,
But I'm
jeez.
glad you're here today.
Ouch.
Then she just holds the middle finger up and walks off.
The funniest thing is that, she'll say that, and then the cardboard cutout of me, falls over, and on the back it just says, out at the arcade, see you next week.
I would be so fucking pissed off. I would punch your fucking ass down. You have
You
never
were
seen
gone the whole
Bridezilla.
time. You were one
Oh,
step
I would go
ahead.
fucking King Kong on your fucking ass. And I would do all the weird noises too.
Love ya.
Love you.
Horrible.
You. I would. Bye.
So, I suppose this means that we have some free time leading up to the party. The chief did mention that the Garikal tribe may have random treasures of interest for those that might want to, do trades or things like that. So effectively, you may now have access to attempting to maybe pawn off some of the goods that are in your caravan storage for maybe a random treasure that, the Garikal have. There isn't a designated list, but if you've got something in mind that you're hunting and you want to see if anyone in the tribe has it, we can roll some percentile dice to see what's available. Beyond that,
What would they have for marksman weapons?
I mean, they've got arrows, they've got different things like that. They don't have anything in the ways of, like,
They have a shotgun.
firearms. No, they don't really have much in the ways of, like, firearms, because that's just a bit too techy.
No, I was thinking of like poison tipped like arrows or something.
Oh, yeah, no, they probably got something along those lines.
Okay.
Just depends on, like, the kind of poisons and the strength you want to go for.
Anything that would, I guess, reduce make them weaker, like tired, like stamina base or whatever that would be.
Ah, strength damage.
There we go.
Just don't tell Ava. She might have some PTSD.
Strength damage? You mean that thing that people eat?
But yeah, no, if you're looking for something like that, then let's see what Arcanethus has for poisons.
And if there are any poison arrows that are in that range, how much for a quiver?
Well, quivers are like a couple silver, but
Yeah, 'cause
Quiver is normally 1 gold per 20 arrows, but that's not including poison.
I'm being a smartass. I'm sorry. Okay. Looks like you could get a quiver of arrows that are coated in a medium spider venom for 20 arrows. One dose splashed in a quiver.
Yeah, aren't doses usually like 20 or 50?
Mm-hmm. No. Not necessarily, no. So that's the issue, is that poison can occasionally be quite a bit, yeah.
how much per arrow?
Well, a dose of the medium spider venom is about 150 gold apiece.
Oh shit.
That's
Damn.
why if you want to go into poisons, you want to be an alchemist and making your own shit.
Yeah, we have some black adder venom, which does con damage. And some drow poison.
Which is also pretty dangerous.
Without the right class ability, you risk poisoning yourself whenever you apply it.
It's
Here,
true.
use the drow poison, put yourself to sleep.
So if you're looking for a quiver full, you're basically multiplying that by 20, which is like 3,000 gold.
I would say not worth it, man.
No.
Unless you're going specifically for a poison build, don't use poisons. Poisons are generally, unless you're going for that specific build, generally a GM thing to throw at you.
Yeah.
Or you take the poisons that you find from other people and then use those. Because that means that they were free to you.
Yeah, once you start saying like spider poison, I was like, oh, okay. So next time we kill a spider, I can just dip an arrow into it.
Possibly. It does have checks, equated to it. And like Andrew said, if effectively you roll a 1, you expose yourself to the poison and have to make a save against it.
Be right back.
Do any of us in the party have knowledge like they could dip the arrow?
The poison use special ability is a class specific ability. And there's like several archetypes and stuff that can like get you it. Like
I'll take the gamble of firing it, but is there anyone that can actually apply it without going through the hassle of getting affected
only
by
an
it?
alchemist probably,
Okay,
or like a rogue specially trained for it.
so really none of us.
So Kogan might be able to get away with it.
If it can make you poisons, if it can't put poisons on things, well.
I mean, again, it's a if you roll a 1 on the d20 check, that's the only time you really expose yourself to the poison. So it's that 5% chance.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to start subverting to a poison roll. I just wanted to have like a back,
yeah.
like Batman. He always
Little-
has a
little bit of fun.
backup thing. Yeah.
I mean, if you're interested, you could probably ask Ava to like just, hey, here's all the poisons we found so far, and you could just start like dumping shit into your quiver and just using those. Same practice basically.
Do they have any type of like?
And actually, now that I think about it, it would only be a single dose of 150 gold to just dump into a quiver, and then it would affect the entire quiver. Because oils affect things in batches, or like a single weapon. Now that I'm thinking about it. So you're only looking at 150 gold to effectively like coat a quiver of 20.
Do they have any Pesh spine grenades?
Pesh spine grenades?
Mm-hmm.
That's a grenade, my guy. Go ahead and roll me a D100, but the chances aren't looking good.
Let's see, how do I do that?
So at the bottom, there's a new dice tray,
There it is.
right?
And then where do I hit to roll? There we go. Enter.
Bam. 68. So close to being the perfect number. But no, they don't seem to have a grenade-like item.
Okay. What about powders that flash when you throw them on the ground?
Could attempt to give me another D100.
I'm gonna dip in the alchemical route now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
90.
Oh, 90.
I think they've got some flash powder. It would be like, some of the same substance that you use in order to put together your flash cartridges.
There we go. All right. Yeah. If they, how much for just like 2?
I mean, what's the item you're willing to, toss into, trade them for?
Roddy.
Yeah, you can't just trade away a person.
I know. I don't really have too many things. I don't think.
I mean, you can look at the in the
The
container
storage.
in the storage and caravan storage and see what Ava's like willing to toss down for it.
Oh, what of Ava's? Will she not be the most mad at me for giving away?
Yeah, you always come crawling back.
Flash powder is not insanely expensive, if I remember correctly. It's only about 50 gold for a dose, so you're looking at 2. That's 100 gold of
I'll just
stuff.
buy 2.
Well, they're looking for items, not so much the shiny clicky clacky gold.
Oh, they want to barter.
Yeah. They just want stuff that's worth 100 gold. And you guys got plenty of stuff in the bag that's, worth that.
How much is a great axe worth?
Well,
Great
if we
axe.
click on it,
Yeah,
it is
do it.
worth
20.
20
Ah, okay.
Sells, yeah. At least it sells for 20. I don't know if they're trading value for value or not.
value for value. The gear
Oh.
call just want items.
Then
They
it's
want
40.
stuff.
Can I just give them the
40 for
4
both.
light? Can I trade the 4 light crossbows, you guys, if you don't need them? That'll be
140.
That'll be 140 gold, and I'll be able to
How-
barter him into give me 3 for a discount of 10 gold.
You could roll me a diplomacy if that's what you'd like to do.
Oh, Silth will definitely roll you a diplomacy. If you guys don't mind, like I won't roll a diplomacy if you guys want to hold on to those.
Don't mind. I don't think anybody uses crossbows in our group.
Yeah, they'll make that trade.
Nice, sweet.
Sounds like a great idea to them.
So what do I do? Just minus 4 out of there?
I can just buy him
Yeah.
gone. Delete.
Sweet.
And you can add 3 flash powders. The way that you can do that is, I don't know if you can actually pull from the compendium, but you could try. You could browse
Yep.
items from the compendium, or I think in your character sheet you can. There's
That's
a
what
little.
I'm doing. Go my inventory.
Yeah.
Should I put it under ammunition?
Well, that's just it. So you're not adding a new item, right? So in inventory, as like a little tutorial, you can click the little folder in Open Compendium, and that'll open the item compendium. And you can search for flash powder.
The little there's multiple little folders that allow me to open the compendium.
Yeah, all of them should
In
open the
your-
same compendium.
Yeah,
Which category should I open it in?
doesn't matter.
It's just a link button.
Oh,
It
okay.
auto sorts. Yeah, it auto
Mhm.
sorts based on what you're pulling into your sheet.
And flash powder.
And you can just drag over a flash powder and then make it 3. Bam, consumables. You just hit the little plus button, Dad. Yep, bam, you got it. And it's that easy.
Mm-hmm. I tinkered around a little bit, not with the Foundry, but I was like researching about
Yeah.
the Foundry and what it can do.
Yeah, no. So you've acquired some flash powder.
Nice, and that's pretty much what Sylph wanted to do. He'll venture off to Roddy.
Yeah, I mean, Roddy's hanging around, mostly seeming to, kind of, get acquainted with, the new girl who was kind of like moseyed on over to the caravan after you guys kind of brought her to the village.
Sylph will start going on and talking to the people around him and Roddy about how he witnessed a T-Rex dive bomb a giant plant monster and saved the day
Really? Chompy
Through the-
did that?
with the power of Bakrug.
Well, damn. I always knew that Chompy was kind of the MVP of the party, but just jumping from 80 foot in the air to just dive bomb a massive plant, that's crazy.
The little guy never ceases to amaze us.
He's not so little anymore, but I see what you mean. It seems that you have brought new friends with you. I was just getting acquainted here with Miss Ingrahild. Yo.
This is the one that was on the back.
Yup, this is... Then... Wait. Figuring out the commands for this. I want to show to players, though.
Is she the lady that we didn't mean to kidnap, but we did kidnap?
Kind of. There we go.
Yeah, there she is. Yeah, Roddy, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. She was strapped to the back of it.
I don't really remember a whole hell of a lot when you guys were doing that shit. I was still kind of like out of like my mind.
Oh man, well you should have seen it. There you were, flying crazy fast down to this monster on the back of a T-Rex.
Yeah, that's gonna get some taking used to say the least.
I
There's
thought
heavy breathing from behind her.
And he's standing right behind me, isn't he?
yes, he is.
The next
Died.
thing she knows, probably her whole hair is all wet from one giant tongue lick.
Oh, okay. Like, what they do? Splice a reptile with a giant puppy?
No, they took the god Bakrug and shoved it in this little meat suit.
Ava, without looking over, just walks past and waves her hand. Clean her hair.
Ah, hey, thanks. That's a handy trick you got.
I don't want the slobber on anything you touch, sorry.
Oh, I see how it is.
That's Ava for she's gonna start taking care of you in her own way.
Ava's
I
also
see.
hunting for silent scrolls. Not here, but eventually.
She's a stiff breeze of air, I think.
She's the nurturing kind.
Huh. I don't see how you figure, but I'll take your word for it. Anyhow, I guess I don't really plan on sticking with this crew of Iruxi, but you guys said you were heading on up to Red Lake Fort and said something about orcs being that way. Figure I'd tag along and see if I could find my brother. You guys are cool with that, right?
This Sylph would go, all right, hang on, and he stands up and shouts at the top of his lungs, "We got another one!"
There's a couple of other caravanners, like Dregar and Kogan, go, "Hey!"
We will call her Ginger Snaps.
Yeah, don't do that, or else I'm gonna bust your kneecaps.
Ginger Snaps it is.
Dolus will walk up and just pat a big, strong arm on her shoulder. Like, hey, Ginger Snaps? Yeah,
No.
Ginger Snaps. That's good. Good. This is Ginger Snaps, zombie.
No. And she's like starts pulling her warhammers. We'll get you, you damn bard.
And that's
Oh,
what
you want to get the bard? I can tell you how to get the bard. I take out a piece of sausage and I throw it at the bard. Choppy food!
as Sylph is trying to dodge through the crowd, the hot dog, the sausage finds its way to
And he just charges and just glomps you, like licking all over. Must get sausage.
It's like a snack to him now, but it's still sausage.
No. It's spiced, and that's different than the normal meats he gets.
Yep.
A sausage at this point is like one of them tiny little, the really,
Like
really
crumb
tiny
bite,
French
yeah.
fries that I hate.
No.
They're the ones
It's-
that serve like Steak and Shake. Yeah, those tiny fucking fries.
They're
No,
so
those-
little. It's like
The-
hair strands.
the little smokies.
Shoestring. Yeah, there we go.
During this time, Calrian would kind of make her way over towards Ava and go, "So it would appear that your mission was successful then, yes?" Miss Ava?
Ah, sorry. Microwave's going, so my internet's cutting a little in and out. What'd you say?
Calrian approached you and was like, "So your mission was successful then?"
In a sense. Yes.
I know you had mentioned that you were after something within the vault, although you never really said what outside of arms in order to do better against the foes that you aim to take out at the fort. Might I ask, what was it that you actually found within?
Challenging foes. A lot of poison.
Oh. Sounds a bit dreadful, but you all managed to come back in relatively one piece.
Barely. But we did, I suppose.
Hmm. Well, I suppose so long as everyone is stronger for the occasion, adding another mouth to feed at the caravan will change things a little bit, but I'm sure that things will pan out. Especially if it indeed is true that the Girokal here have managed to be able to help us restore our wayward companion.
Indeed. Though I suspect that our travels to the fort are going to become dangerous due to the orc movements. Finding
Quite.
food and sustaining others, I think, will be the least of our worries.
You're probably quite right on that. With the seasons changing over, now's the time when the orcs become a little bit more dangerous than they normally would be. Many may have forged variant alliances that'll last probably a season, only to crumble by one backstabbing the other. We should be careful about those that we meet upon our travels between here and the fort. We'll be moving through much of what is open plainland and little places to find sanctuary and defense.
Indeed, we'll have to ensure that the watchers are competent. She says, looking around for Sylph and Gochin.
I suppose that an extra set of eyes then will actually do us some good versus the extra mouth to feed.
Indeed, and perhaps an extra set of arms to fight.
She does seem like the scrappy sort.
Perhaps she'll survive longer than others.
One can only hope. But I suppose that you are probably in your own preparations before the feast, so I shall leave you to your musings.
Indeed.
Calrian will kind of head back towards the wagon to see about, what the rest of the caravanners are doing.
Ava just watches him go, kind
Her.
of ominously.
Calrian is a woman.
Watches her go, kind of ominously.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like that paladin.
As
that
she
you have to
does.
do that. Boardwalk or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ava
okay,
just kind of
obviously.
watches people a lot, and it's
Yep.
very ominous.
Yep.
But Saperni's go and Darlo's just gonna stuff his face until he's fat and happy.
I think it's probably during a little bit of this time that, Dregar would kind of start, shifting some boxes and open up some of the storage, and it's like, you guys said you brought more stuff, right? Well, whilst you were away, Girokal were nice enough to help me out with some of my, injuries. So I'm right fit and ready to go again. So you got more stuff to put in the back?
Are you talking to all of us?
Yeah.
What? Do we have anything else to put in the back?
I mean, you guys got stuff from, like, the vault if there was anything you guys wanted to toss in the back.
While we're all discussing this, Chompy tries and climbs in the back.
He does not fit anymore, sadly. Try as he might, it is very fruitless. And he's a little kind of like saddened by this, as he's quite a bit bigger than he was before. I don't fit no more. I got fat. My hip's too big.
The hips don't lie.
There, buddy.
They need bigger wheels, bigger platform.
Right. Why are you still using small wagon? You should get big wagon so Chompy can fit.
Coker just kind of looks. It's like, as much as I'd like to entertain that idea, buddy, I don't know if they've got like cattle that would actually be able to pull him.
You just don't know what to use. That's clear.
I know what to use. I just don't think that the lizard folk have it. Like, you are more than welcome to ask, but like, that's just gonna paint a bigger target on us. And then then we gotta feed whatever big beastie is gonna pull a wagon to pull him. Like, Koga just kind of like does an appraising glance at Choppy and just like shakes his head. Wagon wouldn't be the difficult part. We could probably get that situated pretty quick, but the problem is just getting the thing to pull Chompy around. We'd probably be needing to look for like a huge kind of like beast of burden out in the plainlands. Still doesn't solve his problem.
Yeah, well, can't be helped. Not as good as Babakra welders.
He nods. Just kind of goes back to, taking stock of what chemical supplies he's got and has acquired from the Garrett Call, and just kind of looks back to Chompy and just shakes the head. All the while, from the fortune-telling wagon, there's just wry smile that just watches all of your guys' interactions. Party has nothing else left before the feast. Feel free to speak now.
Ava's just gonna be reading a book, the highest place she can get up to without having to literally climb a tree.
I'm sure Gochin could help throw you up to a spot.
And if that fails, Chompy is easily bribed.
True.
Ava trusts Chompy more than Gochin.
Chompy could easily lift you up about 10 feet high as just a base, so getting into a tree or any other, low-hanging branch area, you could probably get yourself hoisted.
Ava's half tempted to just stay on Chompy's back.
I mean, why not? Problem is that Chompy is being, surrounded by many of the local lizard folk in, paying of respects and reverence for his almighty spark.
Yeah, that's why she's not staying on his back. Too noisy.
Everybody wants to, see about getting, a pet, a scale, some. You are all being regarded as the great hunters. But I mean, yeah, the feast would, kind of, all gather around towards the main thoroughfare of the village, as Chief Myrtle would kind of, be leading a small little procession of sorts with Sika, at his side, and would gesture for all of you to kind of take a central place, along the actual feasting. There's not so much a table here. It's mostly just a row of boxes, rugs made of thatch and other, what fabric elements have been stolen from other things. And it's just a hodgepodge of just colors and other odds and ends that just lie as mats for what
So
bowls and
it's
skulls and
so basically the theme of the feast is the 80s.
a little bit. It's very, Aborigines, Native American, just all sorts of food, just all over the place, raised up with different, interesting implements used as bowls that aren't really bowls. The chief would kind of look to you, all of you, and kind of raise a hand to get everybody quiet, kind of take off his, headdress, and, you can see that, human-esque kind of visage, but still with that very much so defined, reptilian tongue, eyes, and a little bit of scales that kind of ring around his face a little bit. My tribesmen, we have been given a great boon this day. Buckrog and Gosra have honored us both with excellent allies in the form of these travelers. Today, we have received news that we have a new outpost in order to investigate. The old druidic circle and demiplane of the Vault of Thorns is now ripe for the picking. These wayward pinkskins, along with their avatars of our great god, have brought us many givings this week. They have proven themselves amongst our trials one would give to the youth, and have acted in great standing. They have done negotiations, and now can be considered amongst our number, even if only in spirit. Should they give us the call that we as hunters ourselves are required to take to task some of these myriad threats of the local environs, we would only be obligated to spread Buckrog's destruction to those who would threaten tribesmates as valuable as these. We gain only experience and wisdom by looking at their examples. It is also in this that we gift a bit of ourselves to one of their fallen, so to speak, and give them new light and new perspective for their future adventures and adversaries. And he kind of beckons over to the still hooded Jess Mason. It is in this that I ask all of you to join us in a moment of silent request, that the gods deign this process to fully take root, and to grant back that which has been taken so rudely to one Jess, as a request to our new friends and tribesmates. In Buckrog's honor and Gosra's grace, begin. And it's at this point that all of the other lizard folk grow eerily silent and almost tilt their faces and noses up towards the open sky as night's kind of begun to set in, and you can hear the wind and the waves kind of rushing with the stream behind you, and the subtle elements of the marsh kind of creepily going quiet to a degree where there's not even bugs that can be heard amidst this area. Do each of you join in?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I just watch.
Edna's watching.
Ava's gonna make sure it's not poison before she eats.
Very well. For Dolgus and Sylph, I would like for you both to roll me a wisdom check.
For who?
Dolgus and
You
Sylph
and Sylph.
may roll me wisdom checks.
Very well.
Where'd you find wisdom at? Oh, there it is.
Not bad. Both of you take it into this moment of silence as you feel yourselves almost submersed within the quiet of the surroundings. You can almost hear and feel the breath of the land, the stagnation of the waters around you, and for a moment, it's almost as if you're being encapsulated in this vast void of nature. For
Sylph
Dolgus,
starts drooling.
for Dolgus, this is something this is somewhere he's been before. This is a mental state that he has visited on several accounts when trying to commune with his god. For Sylph, this is a wholly alien experience, especially possibly coming from the busyness of city life that he's had before, the jumpings from combat, and maybe that, rapidness that his brain runs through ideas one through another. This quiet and stillness is not like anything he's really experienced before. How do you think Sylph would react to such a circumstance?
He'd probably be still and taking in everything that he's feeling. Most likely drooling.
Like, it is very much so like you are taking breaths of, like, the freshest air that you've probably ever had. You can almost hear the literal heartbeat of nature around you, despite there
Yeah, and
being no
every
sound.
breath he takes, it's like the world expands with his lungs
Mm-hmm.
and then retracts as he exhales.
After the moment is over, for those of you that are watching and observing, as everyone is taking that moment of silence, Ulsika's kind of moving in the background and moves up to behind Jess in this instance. And as everyone else is kind of like in this trance and focus, Ulsika removes the hood that has effectively been keeping her face, masked. And you can see that, while this is still very much so Jess, there are alterations that seem to have come with this surgery of sorts. But the light from what moonlight comes from above almost seems to glint across these, new scales that seem to enshroud Jess's eyes, as there's still very much so a scar that seems to be covered by some of these scales, but the eyes kind of glimmer within this moonlight, almost as if she is once again seeing for the first time. She kind of looks around to the rest of the individuals around the table. The moment of silence ends, and Chief Mortimer kind of looks around to everyone, acknowledges the fact that there are a couple of you that actually partook, and nods with kind of like a smile. And you were all able to see Jess unveiled for the first time. I, of course, spoiled this already, but just for a reminder.
Sylph would shout out, just, "Oh, wow, that's cool." And then he would just go on and on and on about how pretty her eyes are. Like, that's just like super easy. Then he just starts shouting out, "My pal's looking cool now." Everyone else is silent. He's just like flailing around, super stoked.
Yeah, I mean, Roddy's definitely like stunned quiet in terms of just like the reveal. Like, he's a little beside himself, it seems. Kogan, himself kind of looks like he's like jotting some notes down curiously. The others don't seem to really know what to make of the situation. They're kind of like looking between each other, like, huh. Okay, well, I mean, she's at least alright. But the rest of you, as the feast begins to get underway.
Dolgus sees this as only 100% an improvement.
So we can talk to her now? Like,
Yes.
the tribal let us. Oh, man, all right, yeah, Sylph just runs up and just gives her a big ol' hug. It's like, "Jess, you look awesome."
Yeah, thanks. I wasn't really sure about it, but it's nice to see you again.
Oh, yeah,
is-
hang on. And Sylph just dashes off. He runs towards the carts. And then he just mad dashes back. "Here's your journal. Can you see it now?"
Yes, I can in fact see it again. Thanks,
Oh,
Phil.
yeah.
Ava just mutters to herself, "We'll have to do tests later." Ava's about
Man.
to be given eye exam.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, actually quite a bit.
Like, more than when they were taken out? Oh, jeez. It's up close. She has your type of eyes now.
Oh yeah, she does. She looks amazing. 100% an improvement.
Thanks. So why are we over here?
Well, I had to show my friend off to Dolgus.
I've met Dolgus before.
Well, now Dolgus has approved of your new eyes, so that means it's even better now.
It's just kind of awkwardly
even
waves to you.
Even Dolgus looks a little bit confused at this.
Well, I mean, a lizard folk knows if the lizard folk eyes are, like accurate, and it seems like you approved, and you're a lizard folk, so hell yeah, Jess. It worked.
Thanks.
And he just thumbs up all the lizard people like in and around, even though they're not even a part of what happened to her. He's just thumbs upping all of them.
Half of them don't understand what it is. Another half will actually like thumbs up awkwardly and just kind of like get like the announcement that you're now kind of like Tribe Sulk. They're trying to understand your mannerisms.
Oh, good luck with them. Even the player controlling Sylph doesn't really understand why he does half the things.
That said, Jess, awkwardly kind of like, holds herself a little closer and kind of sidles on over to a open spot at the table where like she could be a little less awkward and not the center of attention. Ingrahild will kind of like elbow Darlin go, so what's the whole story here? Like I don't get it.
Get what?
So like
Oh, with Jess. He's like, well, there is horrible circumstances. She had her eyes and tongue removed during torture by a creepy bitch. We killed the creepy bitch. We came here, and they're lizard folk. We negotiated fixing her, and now she's fixed.
Huh.
He kind of shrugs at that part.
And the day keeps getting stranger and stranger. How do you deal with all this?
He walks over to his beer keg and starts pouring beer.
Oh, I like the way you think.
Just kind of looks around like, how else?
She pulls a like stein off of like her waist belt and goes, and then more where that came from.
Let's see, how many days did we travel to get here?
Depends. Are you talking from like true now?
No, when I got the beer keg.
When did you get the beer
Yeah.
keg? Everstand?
Everstand.
Okay. Probably I want to say 3 to 4 days max.
No, so it's not full still. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one who's been drinking from it because it's shit beer. So yeah, I'll tell her there's more.
All right.
Going to have to get more again. Shrugs, drinks, and relaxes.
She'll drink with you. She'll toss back a stein for every stein that you decide to drink. She
She'll
seems to be
drink, like,
happy
2 or
that there's
3.
at least one person that kind of gets her vibe.
I mean, there's one person who's an actual dwarf.
Yes. She's a bit confused by Dolgus in general, but I think that's kind of everybody.
Poor dwarf.
Mm-hmm. So, where you hail from? You from like Yanderhof or Kragadan?
I forgot where I wrote down here. Hold on one sec. So, they're from High Helm. I couldn't remember which one it
Whoa,
was.
that's a ways away.
Yeah. I'm traveling, seeing the world, as they say.
I mean, I could understand seeing the world, but why the fuck are you all the way here in buttfuck nowhere when you could have probably gone to like, I don't know, Andoran, Taldor, seen the sights where it's a little more civilized.
Well, that's a bit of a long story, but the short bit is a bit of looking for some treasure that belonged to an old giant hunter.
You don't say. You happen to know a name? Because it kind of sounds a little bit like what me and my brother were looking for. Kind of.
Forget his name now. Hold on.
Don't know if you actually ever got a name.
I don't think I did.
If you've got like dwarf lore or history or knowledge local, I would take any of those.
I've not put any points into any of those at all yet.
Makes sense as to why you don't know the name then. All right.
Yeah. Don't really have a name. Just rumors.
Well, I mean, me and my brother were out here looking for our ancestors' tomb because, we were told that it was somewhere out here in the Hold the Belks and, Mindspin Mountains area. And I think we kind of got the location mixed up because we ended up here in the marshes, and it's when you guys kind of found us. Well, I mean, the orcs found us first, and shit went bad from there. But yeah, no, Nargrimican is our surname, but our ancestor was Nargrim Steelhand. He's kind of known for being a giant hunter. And sadly, the records kind of got a little lost out in Craggadon. So we don't exactly know where he was buried. Heard somebody found it at one point, but you know how shit gets. It's a flash in the pan for a moment, and then they forget the shit later. So me and Umlo were out here kind of looking for it.
Treasure never stays in one place too long.
Nah, it changes hands way too often. You get too many relic divers for it. But I mean, hey, that's kind of cool. You think they're the same person that you're looking for?
Not quite sure. Maybe.
It'd be pretty freaking coincidental if it was.
It'd be pretty funny if it was.
I know, right? Well, I suppose, all things considered, if we're both looking for dwarven giant hunters, there's only so many names it could be.
True. Very true.
That's pretty cool. I think you'd like my brother Umlo. He's a bit scrappy, but not as scrappy as me, of course. But he's a good cook, all things said.
Well, I hope you find him in decent health.
You and me both. I hope Torak's keeping a good eye on him.
Mm,
I kind of feel bad because I kind of dragged him out for this. He was a little more happy to kind of stay in Craggadon and keep working the 9 to 5, but yeah. Just kind of looks away and drinks a little bit more.
not Dolgus' fault.
Damn that Dolgus.
Dolgus doing weird shit.
Dolgus is probably doing lizard folk shit with, the foods and the, party and all that off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's got, plenty of lizard folk ladies that are, lining up trying to get his attention. The question is does Dolgus pay any mind to any of them in particular, or does he have his eye on anyone in particular?
Oh shoot! It's been so long since we looked at all the pictures and names for the people here. So I have no idea, out of character,
Well,
about anyone specifically. In which case, I'll probably just pay even attention to all of them.
I'll just give you show the entire thing, and these are all the ones that you've met. There is, of course, plenty of other lizard folk that are part of the village, but this is the Girikal village. And these are the notable individuals who have kind of been a part of your journey to a certain extent.
You realize you only got 2 female lizard folk in there, right?
So it would seem. There are plenty of others in the village, I assure you.
I
Yep,
just
yep, yep.
noticed that too.
That said, let's see.
Bogus is enjoying what he anticipates being his last night for a while amongst familiar settings.
That is fair. That is very fair. What's Athena doing on this evening?
She's just kind of off. She's just off in thinking. She's got a lot on her mind.
Plotting her revenge against us all.
If anyone was plotting revenge, I would think it would be Darlin.
I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no way I'd be plotting.
Abe has done nothing to require revenge against.
I can't do anything. One of these isn't here.
I know, right?
Fucking bastard.
Another time. You know, you ought to really go socialize there, lass. There's a feast and you're kind of missing it.
There's always a feast.
Aye, but not after a victory such as the one we just had. You held your own quite well.
You saved my ass. What are you talking about?
Ah, well, it's a cooperative relationship, you see. You save their ass, I save your ass. If it weren't for you, I'd probably still be stuck in a bag. You have to take the good with the bad.
I guess.
No adventuring party works off a single person. Just statistically impossible. You're gonna fuck something up at some point, and, well, you're gonna need somebody to come help you out. It's almost as if there's always a 5% chance of failure for random things. It kind of sucks.
Everything sucks, Malak, but okay. I'll take your wisdom. Who should I go talk to then? Because I'm just not in the socializing mood.
Might not even be just, talking to anyone in particular. Just enjoying the company. Avoiding the voices in your head that, only you seem to hear. The little demons that speak to you when you're just kind of sleeping, or at least trying.
Fine. Fine, I'll go socialize.
Atta girl. You can't be lonely forever. I mean, you could, but it'd be terrible.
I'm not lonely. Well, I guess. I can't.
Lass, you're talking to items, and they be your only friends at the moment. It's best to make sure you got at least some sort of humanoid contact, no matter how strange.
Darla's just off in the distance staring at her. She realizes she's talking to herself again.
Truffle salt!
Yeah.
Look.
Thanks.
She's like, shit, she's doing it again.
Sorry, darling. You alright?
Got your truffle salt. I'm gonna go eat my chips.
Okay. So what does that
Trying to
gonna
burn
do?
down the house again.
No, she just got a couple things and got food. Oh, she just got truffle salt and apparently chips.
Hot truffles.
I guess Atenea will just go and sit where all the people are.
Yes, come be where all the people are.
Not the Little Mermaid.
I want to be where the people are. Where they walk and have legs.
Darlin's drank too much.
No, this is the voices in your head singing to you. Listen to the voices in your head.
Oh god, Nick and Steph just started making out in mid-game.
No.
Okay.
Nice try, though.
Nick
Welcome
wishes.
home, babe. Welcome home.
God, I mean, who are we? VP and Terry? I know he can hear me.
No, he did.
He walked away.
Michael,
That's sad.
middle name, insert last name.
No. We're not talking about Pierce right now.
Oh,
Although, with all the
Andrew,
noise,
middle name, insert last name.
Hmm?
Oh, never mind. Anna, middle name, insert last name.
You know my first, middle, and
I
last
do
name.
not.
And my maiden name, so shut your mouth.
I have no idea who this woman is. I've been telling her this for years. I don't know you.
Stop touching me midnight. I don't know you. You've had children with me. They're not mine.
This isn't even my house.
That's my
the
purse.
dementia is fully set in.
Back to the home.
He thinks he's 14 years old. He's still going through a phase.
I'm gonna stomp upstairs and start crocheting, but in reality, I'm just jabbing needles into a towel.
You don't
You
know
dye
how
your
to
hair black.
crochet.
Where are you?
I can learn!
You broke my pug mug?
You mean your poop mug?
Oh, don't you ever break my poop mug.
Why? It's already breaking. And it's like
No.
11 years old.
No, it's still good. It's not leaking yet.
I peed in it. I peed in your poop mug.
I almost still drink out of it.
Ew.
Yes, it is now the poop that took a pee. The book Bud Butters.
Poor Butters.
All things said, though.
Wait, are you supposed to sit on the toilet like this so you have the little shelf for your milk and your comic books?
Uh,
And then he's
Are
like about it, and you're like, God damn it, that makes sense.
It does.
mhm. You just chatting Jess up all night there, Sylph?
Yeah, he's just going through all the adventures, like how he he covertly subdued these drakes, didn't make a sound. And then he talks about how he convinced this ghost that he needs to join up with us and get in this little tiny jar and light the way to this vault of thorns. He's just literally exaggerating everything, knowing full well that the team could very well be listening in on him. He especially brought up multiple times how Ava did a mad dash across the lily pads, and then Darlin ran in after her and sunk down.
No, I didn't
You
run
could-
after her. I
you
got
give me a
put on a
bluff.
lily pad.
Ava doesn't
forgot
dash
you
places.
did, yeah.
You could give me a bluff.
Ava
No,
appears
actually,
places.
as a
She
player, I
doesn't.
forgot that he was placed there. I thought that he made a jump for it and it sunk.
Nope.
No.
So
Gulch-
he'll
yeah.
mention the Gulchin being large and placing him.
Ava's gonna lecture you when she gets time on the difference between dashing and appearing.
She did the thunderclap from Demon Slayer.
No,
Mm.
she just opened a dimensional rift and walked through. Much more impressive.
Yes, and indeed, indeed. In my mind, that was pretty cool.
Only to immediately start getting attacked again.
Yeah, to immediately turn around and walk back.
Terrible time. We don't mention the Vault of Thorns. Nothing happened to the Vault of Thorns. Ava did not fail horribly in the Vault of Thorns.
Ability damage. What's that? Can you eat it?
And then he explains to her that if you ever come across anybody that is just sitting in a room with nothing but wood, and they're fine, to not trust them. If they seem completely sane, but yet they've been sitting in this area, surrounded by wood, don't trust them. Close the door behind you. Leave it closed.
Gotchin would mention that closing the door did not work.
Shit, you're right. Well, don't trust them. They're creepy.
And they might also be your grandma.
And they might also be your grandma.
Achene will be walking up by this point and smack him across the back of the head. Stop telling her stories.
Gochin's grandmother could be evil.
That
No,
could
she
be...
was evil.
Well, the cat's out of the bag now, Jess. Gochin's grandmother's evil.
And dead.
And dead.
Yeah, and now dead, because we killed her.
Oh. Soon to be re-alive, undead.
Don't give him
Optimisto.
those thoughts.
And this whole time we were out doing this, Jess, Roddy did nothing. He sat here and partied with the girls.
That's not quite true. He was checking in on me and making sure that I was fine.
Shh.
So she was being better. He was being better than you, Sylph. Look at that.
He presses his finger against her pursed lips and says, "Hush. We don't mention the things that Roddy does around here." He did nothing.
Jess kind of looks at you with a little bit of a soured face, and you feel like she's looking right into your soul.
Finally.
And it's a very unsettling stare.
Sylph will give her that, like, that side eye. Like, he noticed her, notice him.
Not that kind of stare.
No, not like that. Like, with Sylph is good at picking up on, like, lies and stuff. So by her catching him, blood, like, you know, being the way he is, he caught that. Do I have to roll to catch that?
Catch what? That she's giving you a stink eye of sorts, and that, you know, you feel like
She's giving you the mom eye if
I
she
feel
caught you
like
in a lie.
her brain
She's not flirting
is
with you.
reading my brain.
a little bit. You almost feel like if you were put under some sort of compulsion effect, it might be, I don't know, a little easier for it to land.
She saw a little too easily through that.
You just suck.
In fact, for as long as her gaze is upon you, you feel a little off.
Yeah,
And
well, there's definitely an uneasiness to that stare.
And anytime that she takes her, stare away from you, it feels like there's a little bit of like a sigh of relief.
Interesting.
I'm eating you. Just eating your brains with her brain.
That said, almost, subconsciously, whenever Jess interacts with any of you, there's almost this unsettled vibe you feel as like she looks to any one of you.
Hmm.
Even Dolgus, who normally ignores any of the normal social parameters of pink skins and the like, get this almost like a predator's looking at you kind of thing. And you've got the tingles on the back of your neck, like something
From Jess or something else?
from Jess.
Mm.
Yet she still wears a smile in the whole 9 yards when she's like chatting with other members of the caravan, things of that nature.
Who wants to eat your brains?
That said, the evening is yours to enjoy, as this feast has no intentions of dying out.
What to do?
You have any number of the caravan individuals who you might speak with. You can do any little bit of trading and swapping and, other little odds and ends with the Girikal tribe. You could speak with any of the members that are actually part of the Girikal tribe if you so choose. But other than that, you could speak with each other if you'd like.
Sylph wants to try something with Jess real quick. He wants to like look at her and be like, Jess, stare. Like Sylph wants to try something with Jess. He wants to like ask her to stare at him, and he wants to say, "I am Sylph Bannergrant." And
Okay.
that's all he wants to say to her, and he wants to stare and see what he feels again.
She stares at you. You feel uncomfortable, but she just goes, "Okay."
All right, cool. That uneasiness
Who's
made him start like getting his feelers out. He's trying to test the waters on why he's feeling this way. He's like, so it's not because he's lying. Is what he's thinking in his head.
Fair.
And that's all that was bothering him. He doesn't care anymore. He just thinks everything about her is totally cool now.
That shit, you're a freak. Yeah.
I guess Sylph will just go off and find Athene and sit next to her. He won't say shit. He'll just be quiet and sit next to her.
What do you want, Sylph?
None?
You never sit next to me. What do you want?
You are the most quiet, normal one out of the whole group, other than Ava, and he has to roll his eyes and look over at her. And then...
Ava doesn't look up at all or even acknowledge you.
Exactly. And then that is about it. He's like, I just want to, I don't know. Today was a lot, and I'm usually gallivanting around. I don't want to do that right now. I just want to sit. And you won't, well, he just questioned why. God damn it, he gets up and walks off.
Well, that was mighty strange.
He's very strange.
Seems harmless, though.
Maybe. I don't trust it.
You sounded like you fucking bobbed like a sheep there. I
don't know.
It really did. You went, meh. I was like, what the fuck?
Can't really understand the natures of people as a whole, but I don't know. Seems like you got a band of lost people. Everybody's looking for something. Not really sure what they're going to get out of the next journey. But none of you seem to know exactly where you're going.
I know what we're gonna get. We're all gonna get our ass kicked. That's a given. Beyond that, I can't tell you either.
I meant more for fulfillment, but I suppose you're not off. Fighting's what we do.
Hmm.
Sylph overheard that ass kicking thing, and he walks up and he kicks her in the butt, and then he laughs.
Ethne's gonna just swing back with her fist and nail him in the hip.
And Sylph will just start belly laughing. He's like, now see, that's getting kicked in the ass. It's like, in my view, we've done pretty damn well. Like, we might slip and fall, but hey, that's what makes us us. I mean, we launched a T-Rex. Well, they launched a T-Rex out of like a catapult, but Ava launched a boulder out of a catapult, and it hit a giant. Why? I don't know, because it worked.
It's called math.
Ava, stop. And then think of the Drakes. Think of how like cool that was when I fucked it all up, but then you guys came in and saved the day. Because we won. We're winners at the deal with it. And then he walks away like he achieved something when really he just made 0 sense at all.
How is that different than any other time?
He just keeps walking.
Ava, can you put Sylph to sleep sometime soon? He makes no sense.
Unfortunately, my studies into sleep magic have revealed that it's more difficult than anticipated.
I can show you
I
how to
am-
put somebody to sleep. He picks up his hammer. Hold on.
I am
The moral of the story is
researching.
we're awesome, Athena. Deal with it.
I am
Ingrid
researching
puts,
silence spells, though.
Ingrid kind of puts a hand on your shoulder there, darling. Goes, nah. As kooky as he is, you know, even for a bard, he kind of has a small point. Victory is written, or history is written by the victors, ain't that right? You ain't dead yet, right?
He counts on his hands how many times he's come close to death. 1, 2, 3.
Didn't die yet. So write your history.
Lucky or unlucky, it doesn't matter. We're still here.
Exactly. So the bard's not wrong, is he?
No, he's definitely wrong.
Well, no, he's always wrong. Don't ever agree with the bard.
I hear you. I know exactly what you mean. But in this weird one strange case, it ain't that far off base.
I don't like it. I start walking off. It's not
Dirt.
natural.
He's jealous of how cool he is.
1 Mississippi, 2
Ingrid
Mississippi.
Hill just kind of downs her own
Just
stein.
like running, cupping the back of his head.
Mm.
I gave him a chance to run away. Now it's my turn. Let's just start chasing him.
Huh.
Hmm.
Don't
how, like,
worry,
the
it'll only
little
hurt the
smoke-
first time.
Like, we're just like a bunch of kids just running around beating each other up.
It's during this time that Dolgus is kind of reveling in his community that I think Villana would kind of approach and goes, "It seems that you're enjoying yourself."
That's
And
that's the fortune teller.
Sorry, what?
the fortune teller Villana has approached you in your revelry with all of the lizard folk.
Hmm. No, hi. Oh, this is a great evening.
You do seem to be enjoying yourself quite a bit.
Why wouldn't I be?
It's an observation. That is all.
Not a question.
No, you've done quite well, it seems. My curiosity lies back with the question I had asked you before. What is it that you're seeking out there in the world outside of just following your companion's direction? Is
That's a complicated question. I mean, obviously, I go where Backrug leads me. That goes without saying. But I suppose there's a little bit of payback on the menu too.
That is fair. Though, all things considered, is this not a place that you sought in terms of goals and ambitions? Place to place roots?
It is a nice place, nice village, nice people. But we kind of still got a thing to do.
So you do have some care for the mission as it stands. It's good to hear.
Well, you can't exactly go placing down roots somewhere where giants are going to come. Sorry, we don't know about giants too much yet. Where the orcs just going to come.
You've heard a little bit about it. You know that the
Where
big
some
bad is
giants and orcs and whatnot are just
Mhm.
going to come rampage all over it.
I suppose that's fair. So you would claim this as staking your lands?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, they have chief already, so
This is true. But every chief needs suitable defenders. Champions of the tribe, as one might say. I just found the change of scenery and the events over the last few days is intriguing for our prior conversation. I figured I'd check
or in
in.
other words, you find all of us as your amusing entertainment. Got it.
Not quite. I just like to know the motivations of those that would call themselves heroes.
And what's your motivations then?
It's a good question. I'd like to see where this path leads.
The fuck's this path?
Your story. Your friend's story. Whether you succeed or whether you fail. I would know it to its natural end. She just kind of gives you a curious smile, and then looks around to your company. All things considered, I think that this was a victory well deserved, and I hope you enjoy what spoils you've been able to gain from it.
Might be good you're eating
Okay.
She is more than content to walk away at this point, seeming to have found the answer in your responses.
Indeed. Sorry, I'm kind of tired.
You're all right, Andrew. But as she does leave Dolgius's, presence, she does pass by each of you, not saying much of anything, just giving a casual glance to each of you as you're kind of intermingling before she eventually would reach the fortune teller's wagon and walk herself inside.
Oh man, she is so lucky. Sil's just like in the moment of gallivanting around, else he'd be chatting her ear up so hardcore.
Off to the side, Roddy's just doing a small performance, kind of regaling the tales of where you guys have been and where you guys might yet go. Just kind of trying to entertain the crowds a little bit. the rest of your compatriots are just simply enjoying the moment of respite and the more positive vibes than they've gotten in the last week or so. What
What
if
was
the
that? Oh, that was my kid.
what if the party has nothing else that they wish to do this evening? The evening would eventually come to a close, and a new day would begin. It
Ooh,
is. Go ahead.
I was to say, what does the morning bring for us?
Well, I mean, outside of a lot of hungover lizard folk and a few other odds and ends, I mean, your party can be up and ready. Breakfast is, being made between Jess and Ulsika for the caravan. As now that she is back in the saddle, so to speak, she is able to fully take on the duties of cooking once more.
Oh
And
yeah, Sylph will be right there ready. Haven't had a good freaking cooked meal in a
of course,
long time.
of course, Kogan has also, got the coffee going early in the morning.
Sylph still has somewhat slight shell shock from the coffee. Thanks to Darlin. What's Jess making?
This morning it is. There's still quite a bit of Hydra meat left over, so you're basically getting a egg and Hydra scramble
Oh, nice.
with different bits of grains that are kind of like mixed in to supplement what would have probably been potato. Dashed with, of course, random herbs and spices that the Garicol were able to provide.
Sylph will make himself a plate when it's ready. He will also ask Jess if she wants a plate made. Since she's done all the cooking, he'll gladly make a plate for her.
I'm not too worried about it at the moment. It's just, a scramble. Something simple. But thanks. Just making sure everyone gets fed.
Yep, no problem. Then he makes a mad dash towards the tent and asks the fortune teller if she needs food.
I'll be quite alright. Thank you, Bradley.
Okay. Oh gosh, there she goes again, and he runs off. And he just starts scarfing down his plate.
What are
Even
the
more
rest of you?
so faster now that he just heard his name once again.
You're
called
back.
out.
What are the rest of you doing this morning? As preparations are being made? Ava trying to
Ava's
finally get a spell into her spell book.
well, she got one recently. She's probably just going to be checking the stuff in the cart, make sure everything's there and that it's organized and that Sylph hasn't touched anything. Or more importantly, that Gochin hasn't touched anything.
Gochin's probably definitely sifted through the pile of loot a few times here and there throughout the evening, but things look like they're back in at least relative place.
When
Yes.
she's done with that, she's just gonna have Chompy put her on top of the cart.
Edna's gonna be getting coffee because she didn't sleep well.
Oh, do tell.
She's just not sleeping well. Just her normal.
What's kept her up this evening?
Uh,
She sleeps with a mimic in her tent. A sword talks at night. Sylph talks at night.
Yeah, Sylph just
What doesn't keep
talks.
her up?
probably one,
Darlin snores sometimes.
probably one of her nightmares kept her up again.
I see. For persisting to have these nightmares, why don't you go ahead and toss me a will save then?
Saving throws. Will.
Mm-hmm. Despite having the saving throw, you were able to get a full night's rest of restful sleep. Maybe this night you were able to persevere in your nightmare rather than actually succumbing to a bit of that fear.
Yeah. No.
All
That's all she was
all
doing.
things said, Kogan's got coffee ready, so
And she's going to go and see if she can get some.
he is running a tab at this point, as people have not given him silver coins in a good long while.
I'm back.
Yay.
What is Darlin doing early in the morning? You're muted, buddy.
Sorry, I was feeding my cat. Darlin's snoring still. He's still asleep.
Very well.
He'll wake up like an hour later. Get a cup of coffee. Pay for the cup of coffee. And then hunt for some food.
Jess has food this time. It's not being cooked by Sylph. It's not being cooked by Roddy. It's not being cooked by Dolgus.
We've all tried.
Yay. Darlin will take his plate of food, set it to one side real quick, take her hand in both of his and say, "Thank God, Jess. Thank God." And then walk off with his food.
She just kind of looks to him, then like looks to the food and the rest of you. It's like, well, that wasn't expected, but okay. During this morning, as like you've gotten food from Jess. Any one of you who have kind of passed by, do not feel like you're being observed creepily.
Yay.
What
All of us are being observed?
No. All I'm saying is that
last night, whenever Jess stared at us, we got an uneasy feeling.
what of Dolgus and Chompy in this fine morning here in the village?
Probably passed out with a whatever counts as alcohol around here. So hungover, both of them.
Probably fermented berries.
Marsh jungle juice, effectively.
Yeah, fermented berries. Whatever berries they could find, smashed and mashed and stored in a jar.
With honey, no less.
Oh yeah, of course. Because you need the sugar to make,
So what I'm hearing is that Darlin and Dolgus were waking up late, as everyone else is
Typical
getting
orcs.
ready in the morning. I think that Ethna and Roddy would be, at Kogan's cart getting coffee early in the morning. Roddy would kind of, look over and just kind of nod respectfully. Morning.
Morning. How'd you rest?
About as well as one would in a village in the marsh. You?
Could have been better, but I got some rest.
That's good. Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's coffee in the morning. That's good.
Coffee's the best thing to survive with.
Don't know. So we should kind of count our blessings. Says as he kind of receives his cup and takes a sip of it, kind of looking towards the village here and there. Not really making a whole lot in the ways of eye contact, but just hanging out.
Something bothering you?
No, not really. Just got a lot left to do, and got to get to the fort and stop whatever's going on, and hopefully making it so that way Trunau's a bit safer. Yep.
They'll be fine. Don't worry
Kind of.
yourself.
He looks over to Jess and then over to the rest of the caravanners and just nods.
I should probably go and talk to her.
Oh, Jess?
Yeah, I have, but I've been kind of avoiding her.
Huh.
Feel bad.
Why is that?
I feel bad for what all happened. That's all.
I mean, really wasn't anyone in particular's fault or anything. It's just a tragic event.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know what the complex is called, but it's always my fault, it seems.
Nah. We all got caught with our pants down, proverbially, in that instance. None of us saw the signs coming. None of us knew what was gonna happen. You can't blame yourself for things that were clearly in the hands of control of someone else who's kind of got a fucked up head. Like, no one expects to be chased down by an obsessed, murderous widowed person.
You never know. Okay. There's some crazy people out there.
Look, doing what we do and going out and trying to help people, you're gonna piss some people off, sure. But you really can't hold yourself accountable for the terrible things that people do. You can't hold that on your shoulders. We can't save everyone from every terrible thing that happens. Even if sometimes we might feel responsible.
Sounds like you've got a... Oh, what's the word? Quite wise. It almost sounds like you have experience in this.
No, it's just things my dad said. That's all.
Sounds like he was a good dad.
Yeah, sometimes. Anywho, I shouldn't be lecturing anyone. Have a good morning. I'll see you later. Kind of just hurries off.
She just nods and just continues to drink her coffee.
Eventually, Roddy would probably bump into Self and then, kind of continue to, move on forward, saying, sorry.
Nope, get back here, buddy. How are you doing?
Fine.
Why are you so giddy? Who'd you just talk to?
Not giddy, just trying to get us ready to leave.
Oh. Here, I thought I sniffed a Just a little bit of blushing coming out of you.
Nope. None of that.
He gets an ear-to-ear smile and glances back at Athene and back at him. All right.
What do you want about?
You said it's nothing. I'll see you later. And he walks off.
He eyes you suspiciously. Then kind of shrugs, drinks his coffee, and heads back to the wagons to make sure that things are ready to move out at a moment's notice.
As Sylph walks past Athene, he'll stick his nose up in the air and be like, "I think Roddy likes you," and keeps walking.
What the fuck? She just barely avoids scalding her tongue.
Athena's heading over to Jess then? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
She's just serving food to people. Dolgus and
Also
Chompy
looking
haven't
like she's the
woken.
avatar of Bakrug about ready to go thermonuclear on people with tentacles and shit.
What? No.
She's got a little bit of Eldritch in her now. It's just a thing.
Uh-huh.
Ava is documenting.
Oh, yeah?
Writing cursed and forbidden journals.
So I suppose Jess would see Athena approaching and kind of go, "Morning."
Morning, Jess. How are you feeling?
Okay, all things considered. Here for some food?
For some food, but one moment. And she sets her coffee down and walks up closer to Jess and just kind of like gets really close to her face.
Hi?
I'm not this type of person, but I really need to do this. And she hugs her.
Oh, hi. And she kind of like awkwardly gives that return hug because she wasn't expecting this. And then, just kind of lets it happen. And, eventually it's like a genuine returned hug. Are you doing okay, Athena?
I will be fine. I'm just happy that you're better. And then she'll
Thanks.
release and pick up her coffee and grab some
For
food.
once. Every once in a while, there's a little kind of smile, and the lizard tongue kind of just does a little snake thing and kind of flits out without subconsciously, clearly, because Jess does not notice it at all. But you are able to get a plate of the scramble and enjoy your coffee for the morning, as Jess kind of goes about making sure everyone else gets their portion for the morning. Though there's still a good chunk left. Might be because of the fact that the last few individuals haven't quite woken up, and they're normally the biggest of the eaters. So I suppose the question becomes, when do Dolgus and Chompy wake on this day?
Probably around noon, unless someone wakes them up beforehand.
Is anyone attempting to wake them up before noon?
I'm sure Sylph will probably eventually make his way around and see if they're up.
They're most certainly not up before noon.
Oh god, here we go. He thinks long and hard about Darlin's tent, and then would rather avoid a sausage. So he walks over to Dulcus's tent, and then what would he do? He'd probably get Chompy first. Try and wake up Chompy, because he knows that once Chompy's up, he'll probably go and get Dulgus.
So how do you wake Chompy up?
He will lay next to him
and then
Mhm.
just like, I don't know, start like tapping his nose. It's like, Chompy, hey, Chompy.
Roll me a handle animal check.
Oh my god.
This is you being very dumb. You're being
Yes,
incredibly
this
dumb right now.
Oh my god.
Anybody have regenerate?
Here we go. Hang on. Where's handle animal at?
It's a background skill.
Mm,
10-year quest to find a cleric who can cast regenerate after he loses his arm.
Where do I find background skills?
So
Skills.
they're in your skill
Oh,
tab.
skills, background, handle animal.
Let's see it. Wow.
Hey.
Nice.
He says, now wake up, Chompy. Come on.
He licks your face, I'm guessing. Just fucking full on body lick.
So as you continue to tap his nose, there's like this snort of like air that just like bursts forth in your face and like blows back your hair a bit. And it is a little slick, little moist.
Oh, so
Uh,
just be like, ah. Just embrace it.
and like the eyes kind of slowly and blearily open as like they're coming to the realization of like what's going on, and there's like a as he kind of sniffs the air and almost without even realizing you're there just comes to a full rise and blitzes out of the tent that or like wherever Dolgus and him were sleeping, and just almost like squishes you underfoot to get towards where like Jess is giving outfit.
Sylph would watch all this happen and go, and it has begun. And he walks away knowing his job's done.
It is during this that there's like that, Chompy's a big boy. The footsteps that he has go thud, 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 thud. And I think that those vibrations might kind of stir Dolgus a little bit.
But does it wake the beast?
Yeah, probably. Ow! Ow! Oh, that was probably a proper night. Oh. Oof. So what are you doing here?
Yeah,
Why there?
Sylph is like laying where Chompy was to a small degree, and so it's like probably looks like Sylph is in that like draw me like one of your French girls poses on like the mat of grass and fronds that like might have made up the bed.
He's in like pre-spooning embrace mode. It's like, oh, Dolgus. All right, yeah, you're awake. I was trying to get you up, but I didn't want to. I just figured Chompy would have been the better half of waking you two up.
Mhm.
So, good morning. Breakfast is probably not there anymore. Chompy ran off.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, we can do that. Let's go.
Yeah, Sylph would follow with the Dolgus to the breakfast place.
And to the breakfast place you go. It is here that Dolgus will be able to get the scraps of what is left that Chompy has not eaten.
Not now, Kita.
But Chompy will ravenously eat his fill, and Dolgus will be able to get something to eat in the morning at least. On a scale of 1 to 10, about how much of a hangover do you think Dolgus probably has?
Probably at least a 7.
Does he make it known that he's relatively fatigued, possibly?
Probably, yeah.
You want to roll me a D100 there?
Okay, sure.
%9. Wow. Actually got it. I'm surprised. It is during the time that you all are getting the last remnants of your food that some of the tribe kind of like is helping you out here and there, making sure that your horses and stuff, are fed for being the magical horses that they are. That your caravan has the basic supplies and rations that you'll need for your next few days' journey into the wilds of Belkzen once more. But Ulsika even passes by, notes that, your party might be a little haggard from the celebration last night, and gives a little boop on Dolgus's nose with a bit of a lesser restoration to bring him from his stupor.
What? Oh. Hey, thanks for that, I guess. By the way, I think Sylph's being weird. Yeah, just stay away from Sylph. He's being really weird today.
I can't help what is incurable, but I figured I could at least assist you with your post feast fatigue.
Well, much appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. I hope you're.
Lucy?
Hmm?
What was that? Sorry.
I hope that you and your friends are safe on your travels. The tribe would be more than happy to see you all once again after all of this business is handled.
Well, I hope to see the tribe again once this is all handled. I mean, gotta have a place to come back to.
Indeed. It would be most great of Buckrug to allow an agent of destruction such as yourself to return to the tribe.
Just out of curiosity, she's not being insulting with that, is she?
No, not at all. In fact,
Okay, I didn't think so.
she's probably one of the most transparent individuals in the actual village.
I do hope to come back one day. This is a nice place. Nice village. Good, strong people.
Ulsika would nod and smile before returning back to the village peoples. And I do believe that if breakfast is complete, that no one else has anything. You all should be ready to depart back into the wilds of Belkzen.
Indeed. Off we go to die again.
What? No.
I'm sorry, off we go to have the DM target one of our beloved NPCs with, detonguing and shit.
What? No. I would never do that twice. I would do dastardly and terrible things once, but I would never repeat the same transgression. I promise I'm not gonna just randomly send a box with your beloved's head in it in this campaign.
Well, I'll promise to do this. I'll promise to hold back the same on you, but I gotta say that you put a 3-point flaw up, I'm going to come after it every story arc.
Hey, I heard that.
So I know where CP chimes in.
Yeah, he chimes in for that, but he doesn't chime in for the other slander I tossed his way. It's fine. suppose, though, we can move back to the path to Red Lake Fort. As you guys are about meow. So you have about a day's travel to get through the remaining portion of the marsh before you're back into the plainlands of Belkzen, heading towards Red Lake Fort proper. For the most part, the Girikal tribe will assist you in this day's worth of travel, as the marsh is still very much so their territory. And you'll be able to make good headway today. Though there might be a few beasts that roam the marshes, with the assistance of your new allies, it is fairly smooth travels today. And possibly decent company. During this day of travels, is there anything that you guys are looking to do, as you guys can, converse about the task ahead of you, or inquire about what it is that you wish to do? Or if there's downtime activity that you feel that you might still be able to manage while in the back of wagons, please feel free to let me know.
Ava's sitting on top of one of the wagons,
Mm-hmm.
just looking at the scenery.
Today is a
Enjoying the
lot of
breeze.
swamp and marsh. And mosquitoes.
Sylph will be sitting on one of the kick steps on the back of the caravan and just dragging a stick into the mud as the caravan goes.
Fair enough. Anyone else?
Dolgus seems to be giving Chompy ever closer examinations. She's growing faster than Dolgus expected.
Indeed.
Ethne's working with Arwen on his speech.
Oh, that's a fun little activity. Showing him reading books and different things like that. How to articulate certain dialects.
Mm-hmm. First off, teaching him how to
Very
say
cool.
Malak.
Ah, all right.
Important.
I would say go ahead and toss me a linguistics check. See how well you can teach the language in which you want him to learn.
Linguistics.
Oh, be right back.
Feel like today is a pretty decent day of progress. You're getting him to be able to string proper vowels and words together. Not quite in full-blown sentences, but you're beginning the process. Malak still is a little bit of a difficult word to get him to fully understand. But your work with your mimic, familiar is showing fruits. Mm.
Ugh, Jesus. Damn dog.
Hey,
couldn't get-
Jesus, hey.
Dog couldn't get past the cat. The cat was beating the shit out of her.
Jesus was not born
Cat.
into this world.
Nope.
There's only Balrog. He and everybody else.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh,
We lost
because everybody's died. Oh, well.
It was
David. Yep.
Well, he's letting the dog out, so he'll be back.
How dare.
Yeah, I should say who let the dogs out. I can say David.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's all Ethne will be doing is kind of working with Arwen.
More than fair. I suppose that during the evening, then, watches maybe began to be set up. So I suppose the question is how many watches and who's on what watch?
Hmm. I'll take
Ava
one of them.
will cast Keep Watch on herself and Athene.
Okay. All right. Any of the NPCs that you want to take a watch to assist?
Probably. Ava's trying to think who's the most perceptive.
Shit, it's not me.
Well, you know that Calrian is a knight of Ozum, likely a paladin of sorts. You know that Dregar has shown himself to be a bit of a woodsman, but he's definitely more of a fighter as a base of, abilities. Ingrahild has not fully been able to show off her skills, but it does seem like she is a woods person of sorts.
Calrian see in the dark?
Does not seem so. Calrian definitely seems like she is just a human. Jess, over the course of like the last day or so, you've noticed that for a human, she seems to be quite capable of moving about and seeing in the dark at this time.
Yeah.
Kogan is also, an alchemist, but, half orc. Then you've got Roddy. You don't suspect you'll be able to get Valana to agree to take a watch.
Yeah. Ava will go with, we'll see if Ingrahild will stay up.
I suppose I could help with that, yeah.
As long as you don't do anything too cumbersome, you shouldn't be fatigued in the morning.
I don't see why that'd be a problem, but yeah.
Ava will cast Keep Watch on her as well.
3 keep watches, alright.
Yep.
Very well. Go ahead and give me. You guys are just staying up for the entirety of the night? And it's just
Yeah.
you 3 on watch for all 3 watches?
I think so, yeah.
Alright. We're gonna have 3 watches then. So let's do this.
Ava just did it on herself because she hasn't done it in a while. She's not very perceptive.
First watch. The 3 of you can give me a perception check.
Oh, good. It's carrying over from Roll20.
Beautiful.
Where is it?
Bar's low, guys. Bar's real low.
Where's it at?
Wow. Perception is in your skills. Okay, not bad. Not bad.
We all got to roll perception?
No.
Nope, just those 3.
Okay. Sorry, I had disconnected.
I know. Yeah, I know. Of course. Alright, let me double
Seeing
check.
okay.
Alright, GM screen. Turn. Let's see what you guys have to contend with.
A rabbit.
That'd be
Nice stew.
hilarious. Not sure you'll be that lucky though. All right, Ava. As the lowest perception, roll me a D100.
Fancy button for it now. Oh, it just puts it in chat. Lazy. 13.
13. All right. Ethna, can you see in the dark?
I think it's low light. I think.
Yeah, sorry, Ava doesn't have dark vision as a spell yet.
Fair enough. Oh, right. I need to do this. Well, even with low light and the open plain lands, and it being the midst of, a pretty clear night, all things considered, you can tell that in the distance towards the north, there are 7 humanoid shapes that seem to be walking the grasslands. You don't know whether or not they've spotted you, but you can certainly see them moving about. You're currently out of the marshlands at the cusp of the new Plainland stretch. And they seem to be continuing to walk northbound. What is it that you do, Ethna? As you were the only one to see this.
I would tell Ava first. Let her know what I can see. And ask her opinion on what she thinks we should do.
They're just heading north.
From the looks of it.
That's just for reference on where we're at compared to them. Are they walking like parallel to the road, or like towards us?
If they're heading north, they might be looking to skirt the edge of Ghostlight Marsh.
Okay. If they're pointed out, would Ava be able to see them or notice them?
You would probably get the vagueness of like the 7 humanoid shapes. You're not gonna know any details, but
Well, perhaps we should leave them be. They are avoiding us. Best not to start something in case they're normal travelers or a different sort of trouble.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's just keep an eye on them.
Just best to keep, yes. It wouldn't do for them to circle around and ambush us. But live and let live, yes?
Mm-hmm.
second watch. A new round of perception checks.
I imagine since Dolgus prepares spells, he's probably on last watch, or.
Wow.
Athene is now stuck on watch forever.
Yep.
Athene and Dolgus are going to be on the next night's watch.
I just imagine since Dolgus has to sleep for spells, he's either on the first or the last watch. He can't be.
No, Ava's got keep watch. So for tonight, it's just Ava, Athene, and our friendly dwarf.
All right, Athena, give me a D100.
How do I do that on this one?
So there's that little dice tray at the bottom,
I see it. Just click it.
and then hit roll. 91. Boy. You could tell that the figures you saw in the hours earlier had kind of vanished into the marshlands for the moment. But they did curiously stop at one point for an extended period of time before vanishing from your sight. You could tell with a 29, even at the distance, that they're not average travelers. They looked armed, and by the looks of their attire from far enough away, the jagged nature of their armors and your natural training in the Knights of Ozum yourself once upon a time ago would incline you to believe that these are likely orcs looking to be a little bit of a scouting or raiding party of sorts.
Ethne would be making sure all this is relayed to Ava and Ingrid.
Ingerhild would kind of look to you and go, if they're orcs, why don't we just fucking go get it? Better get the jump on them than they get the jump on us.
Probably not for the best. We should be on the defensive.
And that's when they burn like half the wagons. You can just go over there and bust a few kneecaps and no one will know what happened.
Without backup and support, we're more likely to cause a larger ruckus. One
So
of
we
them
just
throws an alchemist fire the wrong way, and suddenly half of the plains are on fire.
okay, fine, we just send the big dinosaur at them.
Well, I have faith in Chompy. I don't believe that a single dinosaur will be enough to deal with an entire orc raiding party.
What do you mean? He's huge. He could handle
It's
it.
not about size, it's about how you use it.
Well, you ain't gotta tell me that. I'm just, he's a lean, mean killing machine.
You
Look at them
just faintly,
teeth.
faintly hear Silth go, wow.
And if somebody throws a sausage in the middle of the fight, the lean, mean killing machine is suddenly distracted and off eating the sausage.
Wow.
Oh, he's that badly trained, huh?
It's not that he's badly trained, it's that his handler is incapacitated at the moment. He does what he wants and takes no argument.
Huh. And here, I thought you guys ran a smooth operation.
We're a band of misfits.
There's no such thing as a smooth operation. Just people who fail in a manner that disguises their shortcomings.
Huh. Learning more and more every day. Well, I suppose I'll follow your lead, as you guys are the ones that have, graciously accepted me amongst your caravan number for the time.
Is Sylph sitting on the kickstand of that cart?
Nah,
No.
he's sleeping.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's nighttime. The girls are on watch.
I suggest if we see them start to approach us even a little bit, that we wake the groups up and prepare for combat, but best to let them pass by if we can.
All right.
What think you, Athene?
I agree. Let's not do anything too rash.
Ingerhild just kind of readjusts her grip on her warhammers and, just kind of nods. She doesn't seem to necessarily like the decision, but she is certainly respecting the decision. But with that, we will move on to third watch.
Yay, 4. Do I win a prize?
Hey, she finally rolled well. Since this is the third one. You got another 4, Ava. I'm sorry, but no.
That means I won, right?
No. 68. Another one that's so close, but so far away. During this time, you do not see any further signs of this possible band of orcs roaming about the marshlands. You do hear the wildlife around you kind of, begin to wake and begin the sounds of nature as the sun kind of breaches the horizon line off to the distance. Your party is able to wake as it seems tonight. You're not quite assailed, but you do now have the full understanding that you are not alone in these plainlands, and there does seem to be activity, even just out on the outskirts of the Ghostlight Marsh.
Said there's lights.
Yep, the sun's coming up.
Yay.
The light peaks from the horizon as the cart kind of gets underway for this day's journey. I would like for the entire party to go ahead and give me a fresh batch of perception checks as you travel into the open plain land on your way towards Red Lake Fort.
I love being able to just click that rest button and restore my spells.
Oh, self.
Yeah. For some
Oh.
reason, the website's really laggy for me.
Huh.
But I
It
updated
happens.
my NVIDIA driver while doing this, and that's why
Oh,
my Discord went out and shit.
fair.
It wasn't like this, like not like
Yeah,
for the whole time. It just happened.
yeah. I need Dolgus and Darlin.
Elvis, okay, 1 minute. Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Very well. I should actually probably put that skill into the bar because, reasons and shit.
It's a very, very fair thing to think.
You can put perception rolls in the bar.
Of course you can. Should I have Chompy roll too, or no?
Sure, if you'd like.
Okay, let me also put his thing in the bar.
It won't let me drag perception.
You have to
Chompy
do
is
it
too
from the
busy
character
snoozing
sheet.
on watches.
Pompey's weighing down the back wagon because he can't fit inside, so he's on top of it. And realistically, that's where Ava's sitting, and she's sitting right on top of his head as he's snoozing on top of that wagon. So she's got an altitude advantage.
Absolutely. This means I get a bonus to perception that makes me competitive with the rest of the party, right?
Yeah, no, you get a +2. We'll give you that. You got a 12. Congratulations. Gentle head pats.
If it has a total of a +2, soon she'll need a seeing eye stick.
Hey, you don't get my Reinhardt stick. That's my seeing eye stick.
Yeah, I don't have a penalty to my wisdom, so it's not that bad.
You're right. Derek, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna roll perception?
Do I wanna?
Might help.
No, but didn't.
Very distracted. By what? I'm not sure. What do you think Darlin would be distracted by in this moment?
I have no clue.
As it is early day, you guys are traveling amongst the Plainlands.
He's distracted by his stomach still rumbling because he hasn't eaten yet.
I would imagine that camp would have broken down and everyone would have gotten food before the travel was underway.
You expected Darlin to wake up early.
This is true. This is true. All things considered. Dulgus is the only one to make note of, in the distance, 2 large bovine-like creatures. Maybe large isn't the right word, but it's certainly what he thinks initially when looking towards the distance, as distance is always a little bit of a liar to true size. And in between these 2 bovine creatures, there is a singular orc figure in tattered furs and almost like a bovine skull atop his head, as he seems to wander through the plainlands. These bovine creatures seeming to be marked with some sort of paint-like markings, from what Dulgus can tell.
How far off are they?
Good few hundred, maybe about half a mile.
Okay.
But because it's the plainlands and so very open, like, it is quite easy to see, even despite distance penalties. The light kind of refracts off these creatures.
Sylph will just.
Silk does not see them. This is merely Dulgus who takes note
Oh,
of
okay.
them.
I'm sorry. I thought.
So I see a couple of bigger than average bovine creatures, effectively.
These creatures have horns that are reminiscent of a stag, with almost dagger-like points that seem to spread to more than 15 feet across.
And yet you said they're bovine-like, which is kind of cow-like.
Yep.
Huh, that's weird. Do I even have the knowledge skills to roll for this? I have
Nature.
1 rank in knowledge nature.
Yep.
I have 1 rank in knowledge nature. Let's see if it's useful. Probably not, no.
No, but you can point them out for anyone else with nature who would like to roll.
Oi! It looks like there's something going on over there. A couple of big, weird deer cow thingies.
Anyone who'd like may give me a knowledge nature.
I do not have that.
Let's see. She has nature, does she not? Yeah, yes she does. Okay.
The real place where all of Ava's skill ranks went.
All right. No. Ava is the only one to understand what this creature might be. Ava, this is what Trunauans have scarcely seen out in the battlefields, and are normally a little more reserved for the lands north of the River Esk. This is what is known as a war beast of Belkzen, the Bull of Zagresh. These enormous bovines are 15 feet tall and nearly measure 30 feet from horns to tail. They weigh approximately 16 tons and are bred for war and violence by the Murder Child orc tribe. They are used in ravine fights mostly, blood sports of blocked off gorges or gullies that pit the might of the ferocity of orcs against these vicious wild beasts. Aggressive and trained for combat, these bulls respond to most threats by charging anything that stands or goring whatever is left. Only skilled Murder Child beast drovers oversee the bulls of Zagresh in warfare, driving the mighty cattle into enemy formations to break the front line or crush foot archers and other lightly armored targets. You get to have one question about these creatures.
Special abilities?
As their lore might suggest, bulls of Zagresh have a trample that does a decent chunk of damage and is fairly difficult to evade for those that are not fleet of foot. For those who are unfamiliar with Pathfinder, a trample will allow a creature to run right over you, and you have two options. You may take an attack of opportunity and take the damage that is dealt by the trample, but you do get to attack them. Or you may roll against the DC with a reflex save to attempt to get out of the way and avoid the damage entirely.
Interesting.
For the purposes of this, you would know that bulls of Zagresh are considered a huge animal. And there are two of them with this orcish individual. You don't have a whole lot of details on them with as far away as you are, but the sight itself is unmistakable.
Yeah, Ava's gonna message the rest of the group and any combat individuals and let them know what's up.
That said, I do believe this is where we're going to hold it for today with this revelation. As you have a encounter looming on the horizon. Whether this turns to combat or something else, you don't know. But whatever it might entail, these are formidable creatures, to say the least, to find upon these plain lands. And how you handle it, we will have to figure out next time.
Yeah.
On Dragon
Hopefully
Ball Z.
Chompy will be eating well though.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. Oop. Okay, you guys are still there.
No, we're gonna have roasted beef all month.
If you find a way to preserve it, that is.
Salt.
We have
That's all
survival
we need. We
skills.
just need salt.
True.
I just need to buy some salt. I'm a dwarf. I can find salt. Give me a minute.
It was good to get back to this, and it's good to have everybody mostly on Foundry set up. Like I said, I still got to figure out how to get a few things going, particularly the summons for Dolgus and a couple other small odds and ends, but I'm hoping this move will be fairly comfortable for leveling up in the future.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll get to see some of those combat skills, and our new players can go, yeah, that was awesome!
Yeah, that was awesome.
As the other guys have already been able to tinker around with Foundry and Rise of the Rune Lords and see some of the features that it offers for combat as a whole.
Okay.
It honestly, in my opinion, I think combat goes a little smoother on Foundry, just in terms of keeping track of whose turn it is and just moving through the paces.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to set up the audio marker for Dave so he knows when it's his turn.
Oh, that's easy enough. I think it's already set. So
We should put a sound clip of him singing whenever he uses his Inspire Courage.
oh,
That'd
that
be
would be cool. Yeah, if I could figure out how to do that, or you know how to do it, and we work on that, yeah, we could do all sorts of things. Be that spell effects for all of our casters, you know, Ethna, Ava, Dolgus.
But Ethna finally gets tired of Sylph. There's just a shut the fuck up button.
No, no,
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
no, we're not doing a soundbite for that. I refuse. That's just mean.
Shut the fuck up.
In fact, in more cases than not, you actually want your bard to be chatting people up.
That sounds like an excuse.
That it's not like you guys have got charisma invested.
You know, this kind of brings back memories of like my guy that wasn't a bard but kept using Ears of the Sea to totally check in on all the gossip at the same time. Usually around your character.
Uh huh. That was some grade A bullshit.
Because I had so many more questions to use and I actually had actual questions to ask. So I just started wasting them on like random shit. Like what the townsfolk thought of Zeno's character getting married and not being off the market.